Have you ever noticed how our emotions can quietly shape the quality of our lives, especially after 60? Many seniors face unexpected emotional challenges, worry, regret, loneliness, or even self-doubt, that creep in silently and affect daily happiness. But here's the truth, living happily in your golden years doesn't have to be a struggle. These emotional traps, if left unchecked, can slowly undermine your well-being, yet most seniors don't realize they're falling into them until it's too late. The good news? Awareness and small, intentional changes can help you avoid these pitfalls and cultivate a richer, more fulfilling life. Take the story of Harold Simmons, a 67-year-old retired school principal from Chicago, Illinois. Harold had always been an optimistic person, but after retiring, he began feeling isolated and unproductive. He found himself ruminating over missed opportunities and small regrets from the past, which affected his mood and relationships. "I didn't even realize how much my thoughts were holding me back," Harold confessed. Once he started attending a local senior support group and practicing mindful reflection, he began to notice a shift. He felt more in control, more positive, and even more socially engaged. Harold's experience shows that avoiding emotional traps is not about ignoring feelings, but about recognizing patterns and taking habits that promote mental clarity and happiness. Research supports what seniors like Harold have discovered. Studies in gerontology and psychology indicate that negative emotional patterns, such as rumination, excessive worry, or social withdrawal, are linked to higher risks of depression, cognitive decline, and even physical health issues like heart disease. Conversely, seniors who actively adopt these habits, focusing on gratitude, staying socially connected, and practicing emotional mindfulness, report higher life satisfaction, better mental sharpness, and stronger social relationships. It's clear that emotional well-being is a cornerstone of independent, joyful living after 60. Recognizing emotional traps is the first step toward change. These traps often appear harmless at first, complaining about small inconveniences, comparing yourself to others, or dwelling on regrets, but over time they accumulate, affecting your thoughts, behaviors, and interactions. Avoiding these emotional pitfalls is not about suppressing emotions, but about consciously shifting patterns toward more constructive, positive actions. Establishing daily habits that strengthen resilience, emotional awareness, and social connection allows seniors to regain control and experience more joy in everyday life. In this video, we will explore 5 common emotional traps seniors must avoid to stay positive, connected, and mentally sharp. Each section will combine real-life stories from seniors across the United States, along with scientific insights that explain why these patterns emerge and how small, intentional changes can make a huge difference. By following these strategies, seniors can build habits that foster long-term happiness, emotional stability, and meaningful engagement in life. Understanding and addressing emotional habits after 60 is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. By learning from real stories like Harold's, and integrating these simple, practical habits, seniors can transform their daily experiences, cultivate a sense of purpose, and protect their mental health. Emotional health and happiness are within reach when we recognize traps early and take deliberate steps to avoid them. Emotional trap number 1: dwelling on regret. The first emotional trap seniors must avoid is dwelling on regret. After 60, it's natural to reflect on life choices, missed opportunities, or paths not taken. However, constantly focusing on what could have been can quietly steal your happiness and mental energy. Most seniors don't realize how much time and emotional bandwidth they waste replaying past mistakes, lost chances, or unresolved conflicts. These persistent thoughts can lead to sadness, anxiety, and even affect physical health by increasing stress hormones like cortisol. Take the story of Marjorie Benson, a 72-year-old retired nurse from Denver, Colorado. Marjorie spent years worrying about career choices she wished she had made differently and relationships that had faded over time. "I found myself thinking about the past every single day, wondering if I had done enough," she recalled. This constant rumination affected her sleep, appetite, and mood. Eventually, Marjorie joined a local mindfulness and life reflection workshop for seniors. The facilitator taught her how to acknowledge regret without letting it dominate daily life, by reframing experiences as lessons rather than failures. Within weeks, she reported feeling lighter, more optimistic, and better able to engage with friends and family. Her story illustrates the profound impact of avoiding the trap of dwelling on regret and replacing it with intentional, mindful reflection. Science supports Marjorie's experience. A 2019 study published in Aging and Mental Health found that seniors who frequently ruminated over past events showed higher levels of depression and anxiety, as well as decreased cognitive performance. Conversely, seniors who practiced reframing regrets, viewing past decisions as learning opportunities, experienced improved emotional resilience, increased life satisfaction, and even better cardiovascular health. The research emphasizes that mental habits matter just as much as physical ones, and these emotional habits are particularly important for maintaining well-being in later life. Practical strategies to overcome this trap include journaling about experiences with a focus on lessons learned, discussing past choices with supportive friends or family, and engaging in mindfulness or meditation exercises. Even brief daily practices, like taking 5 minutes each morning to reflect on something positive from the past, can gradually reduce the grip of regret. Over time, these habits create a healthier mental environment, allowing seniors to focus on the present and future rather than being stuck in the past. By acknowledging regret but refusing to dwell on it, seniors can free themselves from emotional weight that limits joy, connection, and purpose. The key is conscious effort, recognizing when regret arises, allowing yourself to process it briefly, and then redirecting attention to meaningful activities in the present. Dwelling less on past mistakes opens space for gratitude, engagement, and new experiences, essential ingredients for a happier senior life. Emotional trap number 2, holding on to anger and resentment. The second emotional trap seniors must avoid is holding on to anger and resentment. After 60, many seniors carry grudges from decades-old conflicts, unresolved family disputes, or past slights. While it may feel justified to dwell on these negative emotions, holding on to anger silently erodes mental and physical health. Most seniors don't realize that clinging to resentment not only strains relationships but also increases stress, blood pressure, and even the risk of heart disease. These toxic emotional patterns quietly undermine happiness, independence, and overall quality of life. Consider Robert Thompson, a 68-year-old retired mechanic from Cleveland, Ohio. Robert had carried resentment toward a former business partner for over 20 years, replaying every unfair interaction in his mind. "It felt like a weight I couldn't shake," he admitted. The resentment affected his mood, strained his relationship with his adult children, and even caused restless nights. Eventually, Robert attended a local senior emotional wellness program where he learned techniques to process anger, communicate feelings constructively, and practice forgiveness, not for the other person, but for his own peace of mind. Within months, he noticed a profound shift, his stress decreased, he slept better, and he felt lighter and more connected with his family. Scientific research supports Robert's story. A 2020 study in Psychology and Aging found that seniors who harbored long-term anger or resentment had higher levels of cortisol and inflammatory markers, leading to increased risk of cardiovascular disease and weakened immune function. Conversely, seniors who practiced forgiveness, reframing, or emotional release experienced improved mood, lower blood pressure, and enhanced mental clarity. Emotional habits play a direct role in physical health, demonstrating that avoiding these emotional traps is essential for long-term wellness and independence. Practical strategies for releasing anger and resentment include journaling feelings, participating in guided therapy or counseling, practicing mindfulness meditation, or engaging in conversations to resolve misunderstandings. Small daily habits, such as taking a moment each morning to let go of negative thoughts or choosing gratitude over blame, can gradually retrain the brain to focus on positivity and connection. These actions form habits that protect emotional health and strengthen resilience. If you're still watching and committed to letting go of long-held anger, type number 2 in the comments below to show your commitment to emotional freedom. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel Golden Age Wisdom, and share it with friends or fellow seniors who might benefit from releasing resentment. Even small steps today can lead to profound changes in mood, relationships, and overall happiness. Robert's journey shows that anger and resentment are traps that can silently erode joy, health, and social connections, but they can be overcome. By acknowledging these emotions and actively choosing release and forgiveness, seniors can create a lighter, more positive emotional life. This is a key step toward a happier, healthier, and more fulfilling senior experience, demonstrating that these emotional habits truly shape the quality of your golden years. Emotional trap number 3, feeling isolated or withdrawn. The third emotional trap seniors must avoid is feeling isolated or withdrawing from social connections. After 60, it's common for friends to move away, family members to become busy, or mobility and health challenges to make leaving the house more difficult. Most seniors underestimate the impact of isolation on their emotional and cognitive health. These feelings of loneliness, if left unchecked, can lead to depression, anxiety, and even physical decline, including weakened immunity and increased risk of heart disease. Maintaining active social engagement is not just a lifestyle choice, it's an essential habit for preserving overall health and happiness. Consider the story of Evelyn Martinez, a 69-year-old retired schoolteacher from Phoenix, Arizona. After her husband passed away, Evelyn found herself avoiding social events and rarely leaving her home. "I felt like I had nothing left to contribute," she shared. Over time, this withdrawal led to sadness, fatigue, and a sense of disconnection from life. Her daughter suggested she try joining a local book club and attending senior community events. At first, Evelyn was hesitant, but she gradually began meeting new people and reconnecting with old friends. Within a few months, she noticed a significant improvement in her mood, energy, and sense of purpose. Evelyn's experience demonstrates how re-engaging socially can counteract isolation, reinforce meaningful connections, and foster a sense of belonging. Scientific evidence supports Evelyn's journey. A 2018 study in the Journals of Gerontology found that seniors who reported regular social interactions had higher cognitive functioning, lower levels of depression, and improved overall well-being compared to those who were socially isolated. Social engagement stimulates conversation, emotional expression, and mental flexibility, key factors in maintaining brain health and emotional resilience. Regular interaction also encourages participation in physical activity and community events, creating a holistic benefit to health. Avoiding social withdrawal doesn't require large or frequent gatherings. Small, consistent habits, like calling a friend daily, scheduling a weekly video chat with family, or participating in a local hobby group, can make a substantial difference. These habits reinforce a senior's sense of purpose, belonging, and connection, while also protecting against mental decline. Volunteering, attending community classes, or simply engaging in conversations with neighbors can all create meaningful opportunities for interaction. Isolation can feel safe, but it is a trap that silently undermines emotional and physical well-being. Recognizing when you are withdrawing and making small, intentional efforts to reconnect is crucial. Seniors who overcome this trap often report improved mood, better cognitive performance, and stronger social networks, key ingredients for joyful, independent living. By addressing isolation early and establishing daily habits that promote social engagement, seniors can transform living alone into a socially rich, connected, and emotionally fulfilling experience. These emotional habits are not just about avoiding loneliness, they're about actively building a life that nurtures the mind, heart, and body. Emotional trap number 4, neglecting gratitude and positive thinking. The fourth emotional trap seniors must avoid is neglecting gratitude and positive thinking. After 60, it's easy to focus on what's missing, declining health, fewer social events, or past disappointments, rather than appreciating the blessings that remain. Most seniors underestimate how much this negative focus can affect emotional well-being. These habits of dwelling on deficits or setbacks can increase stress, lower immunity, and even accelerate cognitive decline. In contrast, cultivating gratitude and maintaining a positive mindset has been shown to significantly enhance mental health, emotional resilience, and life satisfaction. Consider Margaret Lee, a 71-year-old retired accountant from Boston, Massachusetts. After retiring, she found herself constantly worrying about finances, family challenges, and personal limitations. Her focus on problems left her feeling anxious and withdrawn. One day, her granddaughter suggested keeping a daily gratitude journal, simply noting 3 things she was thankful for each day. Skeptical at first, Margaret began the practice and soon noticed a subtle but powerful shift in her mindset. "I started noticing small joys I had overlooked for years: morning coffee, a chat with a neighbor, my garden in bloom," she explained. Over months, this simple habit transformed her outlook. She felt happier, more energetic, and better able to engage socially and emotionally. Margaret's story shows that intentionally practicing gratitude can counteract negativity and help seniors experience a fuller, more joyful life. Science supports Margaret's experience. A 2017 study in the Journals of Gerontology, Psychological Sciences found that seniors who regularly practiced gratitude showed lower levels of depression, improved sleep quality, and higher subjective well-being. Positive thinking stimulates neural pathways associated with reward and motivation, while gratitude activates regions of the brain related to social connection and emotional regulation. After 60, forming daily habits that emphasize gratitude and positivity is not just beneficial, it's essential for sustaining mental and emotional health. Practical ways to cultivate gratitude and positive thinking include journaling, reflecting on personal achievements, expressing appreciation to others, or engaging in mindful acknowledgement of daily blessings. Even small daily actions, like sending a thank you note, mentally listing 3 things you are grateful for each morning, or noticing nature's beauty, can gradually rewire the brain toward optimism. Over time, these practices become ingrained habits that protect against stress, depression, and emotional withdrawal. If you've been watching and want to commit to cultivating gratitude in your life, type number 4 in the comments below. While you're there, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel Golden Age Wisdom, and share it with friends, family, or fellow seniors who could benefit from embracing positivity and gratitude every day. Taking this step today can dramatically improve mood, energy, and overall happiness. By actively practicing gratitude and positive thinking, seniors create a mental and emotional environment that nurtures joy, resilience, and meaningful engagement. These emotional habits empower seniors to approach life with optimism, strengthen relationships, and maintain independence well into their golden years. Avoiding this trap is a choice that leads to a richer, happier, and more fulfilling senior life. Emotional trap number 5: ignoring emotional expression and connection. The 5th and final emotional trap seniors must avoid is ignoring emotional expression and connection. After 60, it's common for seniors to believe they should handle things on their own or avoid burdening others with their feelings. Most seniors don't realize that bottling up emotions, whether sadness, fear, or even joy, can negatively impact mental health, relationships, and overall well-being. These habits of emotional suppression can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and social disconnection, while also affecting physical health, including higher blood pressure and weakened immune response. Consider the story of James Peterson, a 66-year-old retired engineer from Portland, Oregon. James had spent years prioritizing work and family responsibilities, rarely expressing his emotions openly. After retirement, he realized he felt disconnected from his adult children and friends. "I thought keeping my feelings to myself would make life easier for everyone," James admitted. But in reality, the emotional distance left him feeling lonely and isolated. Encouraged by a neighbor, he began attending a local senior support circle where he could share his experiences, feelings, and even challenges without judgment. James noticed that by opening up, he felt lighter, more connected, and better able to nurture relationships. His story demonstrates that expressing emotions and fostering connection is essential for a healthy, fulfilling life. Scientific research reinforces James's experience. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Psychology found that seniors who actively shared their feelings with friends, family, or support groups reported lower levels of depression, enhanced cognitive performance, and stronger social bonds. Expressing emotion stimulates brain regions associated with emotional regulation, empathy, and social interaction, while also reducing stress hormones that can harm physical health. After 60, forming daily habits that encourage emotional openness is critical for mental, emotional, and relational well-being. Practical strategies to avoid this trap include regularly checking in with loved ones, journaling about emotions, joining peer support groups, or simply taking time to talk to friends and family about thoughts and feelings. Even small daily habits, such as sharing one positive or meaningful experience with someone each day, can strengthen emotional bonds and prevent isolation. By intentionally expressing emotions, seniors nurture not only their own mental health but also the health of their relationships. By embracing emotional expression, seniors transform living independently from a solitary experience into a socially rich, emotionally vibrant life. These habits empower seniors to connect deeply with others, process complex emotions constructively, and maintain a balanced and joyful mindset. Emotional expression is not a sign of weakness, it is a key factor in sustaining resilience, happiness, and independence throughout the later years of life. Ignoring emotional connection can be a silent trap, but by acknowledging feelings, communicating openly, and engaging in meaningful social interactions, seniors can protect their mental and physical health. Cultivating these habits ensures that life after 60 is not only independent but also fulfilling, vibrant, and emotionally rich. Closing. As we reach the end of this journey, it's clear that after 60, emotional well-being is just as crucial as physical health. The 5 emotional traps we've explored, dwelling on regret, holding on to anger and resentment, feeling isolated or withdrawn, neglecting gratitude and positive thinking, and ignoring emotional expression and connection, can quietly undermine happiness, relationships, and even overall health. Most seniors don't realize how these patterns shape daily life, yet these habits are fully within your control to change. By recognizing these traps and taking deliberate action, seniors can reclaim joy, resilience, and connection in their golden years. Let's briefly recap each of these traps and the strategies to avoid them. First, dwelling on regret can consume mental energy and prevent seniors from fully enjoying the present. Practical habits like journaling, reframing experiences as lessons, and discussing past events with supportive friends or family can redirect focus toward growth and positivity. Second, holding on to anger and resentment silently harms both emotional and physical health. Techniques like forgiveness, guided therapy, mindfulness, and constructive communication allow seniors to release these emotions and restore peace in their hearts and relationships. Third, feeling isolated or withdrawn is a pervasive trap that affects social, mental, and cognitive health. Seniors like Evelyn Martinez from Phoenix, Arizona, have shown that intentionally engaging in social activities, calling friends, attending community events, or joining hobby groups, can dramatically improve mood and maintain meaningful connections. Fourth, neglecting gratitude and positive thinking diminishes life satisfaction. As Margaret Lee from Boston discovered, daily practices like gratitude journaling or mentally noting blessings can shift mindset, enhance optimism, and reduce stress. Finally, ignoring emotional expression and connection creates loneliness and emotional strain. Seniors like James Peterson from Portland, Oregon, demonstrate that sharing feelings and participating in support networks strengthens relationships, reduces stress, and fosters emotional vitality. Each of these traps is subtle but significant. The difference between a senior who feels overwhelmed, disconnected, or unhappy and one who lives joyfully and independently often comes down to whether they have formed intentional habits that counteract these emotional pitfalls. Small, consistent practices make a profound impact over time, creating resilience, improving mental sharpness, and enhancing daily life. Emotional well-being is not passive, it requires conscious choices and ongoing effort, but the rewards are immense. As you reflect on your own life, consider which of these traps may be affecting you or someone you care about. Taking small, intentional steps today, whether practicing gratitude, expressing emotions, reconnecting socially, or releasing past anger, can reshape your emotional landscape and set the stage for a fulfilling, joyful senior life. Happiness in your later years is not just about circumstances, it's about the habits you cultivate and the mindset you choose. If you've followed along and are committed to transforming your emotional health, take action now. Type number 5 in the comments to show your commitment to avoiding these traps. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel Golden Age Wisdom, and share it with fellow seniors, friends, or family members who could benefit from these insights. By applying these practical strategies consistently, you can enjoy meaningful connections, mental clarity, and a richer, more joyful life, proof that life after 60 can be vibrant, independent, and full of emotional fulfillment. Remember, avoiding these emotional traps isn't about perfection, it's about awareness and daily action. Each step you take reinforces resilience, nurtures relationships, and strengthens your mind and heart. These habits are your toolkit for a happier, healthier, and more connected senior life, one where joy, purpose, and emotional well-being flourish every day. Thank you for watching this video until the end. I hope it was useful, and see you in the next one.